Everybody, welcome to Blair's Breakdown, round number 12, Arlington 3, AT&T Stadium, the home of drop calls and drop balls. If you're a Cowboys fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're gonna go on board with a GoPro. That's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna go inside the helmet on a rider and his experience in the main event tonight. You're gonna like that. We're gonna go see the sand right now because there's something pretty cool about it I wanna show you, but let's start with the 450. After the main event, I walk over to Carlos Rivera and I'm like, that's Cooper Webb's mechanic, and I said, hey, have you ever had a rider like with that brain? He gets beat in the heat race straight up by Ken Roczen. Spanked him, passed him, left him. Then right here in this corner, Chase Sexton puts him on the ground. Alex, come and walk and talk with me. He gets straight up beat, and he goes back to the truck, comes out, fights through, wins the main event, and Carlos said when he hit the ground right there, he knew Cooper was gonna win. He said, oh, when you make him mad, it's game over. He responds better than any rider he's ever had as far as when he's angry. And think about it, you get beat by Ken Roczen in the heat, right? Webb does. Yeah. Sexton puts him on the ground, he's looking off, he's on the starting line, you're wondering, ooh, is this the one that kind of shakes him?
Yeah, he was struggling, looked like he was gonna struggle in the main.
And what's he do, man?
Yeah, he came back and retaliated.
In between here is it's just something else for him. So I believe without an outside variable like weather, which we got 5 races now outside, have fun. Without a bike problem, an injury, or something outside of just the norm, I think it's over. I don't think he's gonna get beat 15 points from here to the end unless there's some help. What I saw tonight proves to me that he is mentally unbeatable. Mentally, it's gonna take something else to do it. Ken Roczen, I'm gonna ask you this. When Webb gets him, are you thinking like this is your chance to do something about it? You said at Daytona, oh, you want to play that way? I like to play that way too. You heard McGrath on Race Day Live on Tuesday saying, dude, punt him, do something. When Cooper got him, I'm thinking, now is your chance. How perfect can this be? It's on a silver platter. Yeah. Do something about it, get physical, make a statement, and hit him if you have to. Don't go and break his leg. That's not what we're asking for. But we're saying what Barsha did to Tomac in the corner right here. Yeah. Do something to rattle him and shake him. And he did nothing.
I think the first 2 tracks, I think how the race played out, it's like the order that they were off the gate was the order of how fast they were. So when I saw Kenny come around that bowl turn down there in first and Webb further back, I was like, all right, now it's game on. Let's see what happens. And how it played out is Webb caught up, Webb got him.
And then Kenny did nothing back. And that's why I think this is psychologically over, because you had a perfect opportunity to just stop this whole thing. This is years of this stuff. And I felt like this track allowed it. There was opportunities and places here where you had to leave the door open. Yeah. This was the place where you could go in, throw a shoulder in and just say, I'm tired of it. This is my title. And there was no response. Yeah. And maybe he was tired. Maybe it's just not in him that way. Mm-hmm. Barsha would have hit him. Anderson would have hit him. I think Eli would have hit him. I think any one of those 3 would have put a shoulder into Cooper Webb to just try something.
It's now or never for the championship.
It's now or never. Yeah. And you can't count on an outside variable. You can't count on help. Okay, you got to go into it thinking this is a boxing match one-on-one. Dude, he checks you. You got him sit right there on the ropes. Take the shot. And he didn't do it. And more importantly, Cooper Webb knows that now. He knows that he can get you and he don't have to worry. And I don't know. I guess honestly a little frustration. Again, I don't want violence. I don't want injuries. I don't want them to hit each other in a bad way. But I wanted to see a fight back, and I didn't see it. And I'm personally just a little frustrated by it.
I think it's going to come down to Atlanta. It's such a different style track, and it's super long. And I just don't really know exactly what the dirt's gonna be like. So whatever rider I think adapts to those 3 rounds, similar layout the whole time. Some jumps change. That's kind of the style for those 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. Whoever can nail those 3 rounds is coming into Salt Lake with a even bigger.
Between those 2, because Eli's 40 down now. So that's over. But between those 2 though, Kenny's he has to go on like the gnarliest run now ever and just dominate here on out, because if they go back and then Cooper gets another one back, the next thing you know, we're in Rice Eccles and Cooper. I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there right now. I would not be surprised if Webb clinches around early. I really wouldn't.
It's possible, definitely.
Without some outside influence, I don't see him. I mean, I see the lead growing. I'm sold on it. So, all right. Anyways, let's talk about this. I love this. I love this so much. Well, because sand is sand. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But dude, so this is what I'm liking. Let me show you. You guys build the jumps, right? You got a double. Look at double built. Yep. You add the sand on top, which means yes, it will break down. It'll get weird. It'll get whatever, but it won't go down to the flat and turn into just a beach. This was sick. The way Webb had to like slow down and like pop the top, and then look at this, slowing down. Dude, he's having to like land slow and then gas.
Pop off this kicker.
Yeah, that was just sick. Like, I just think with that base underneath and put it here, it gave the sand nowhere to go. It was stuck on top, and it just was awesome.
I was surprised how big of a struggle it was for them to get the 2-2 clean. You would think that after we backed the dump trucks in and had them dump 4 loads,
so it was
20 yards a load, we spread out all the sand, and I was looking at it and I was like, this just might be just a double.
So you thought it would be easy?
I did, but
it was when it was kind of clean in the beginning.
It's so soft that it created that sketchy factor. And then there's the traction right there, so it was weird.
It was awesome. I just think in the future, I think this blueprint can be used where you build a jump on, jump off, or maybe a little big, little in the same. I thought it made it so weird. And you see them squirrel. I mean, anytime you can make the stars of Supercross look squirrely, it's a good thing, because they were just swapping through here and doubling out. From the moment I saw what you guys did, I loved it.
Thank you.
So I like it. Let's do that some more. This track was sick, dude. I got to be straight up with you. Let's start walking that way. I got to go to the press conference, so we're on a tight window. This track was sick, dude. I got so many texts from my friends today. The big booters, the rhythm options. You guys had so many options in these first 2 rhythms.
Some of them weren't even planned. It was like one of those things where you're looking at it and you're like, this is the Stewart line, this is the James Stewart line, and that 353 table over table, that's 80 feet.
It's big, dude.
Yeah. So
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was there a change to the angles, or was just the way it laid out? But there's something about this track where from the first lap I was like, man, this is the sickest track I've seen in years.
Had a couple little bit bigger spacings between the jumps, so a little bit more room to get drive. Things were some jumps were steeper. It's just kind of how it played out. We're thinking it as we're building, but sometimes, it ends up being a little one line. But
and sometimes you get limited too with the spacing, like you said. So this track was awesome. The loader build again. Loader build. I could tell because the bottoms were V'd and took a while for it to kind of fill in. And I don't know, man. The dirt, the night, the rhythms, the sand. To me, this was the best one of the year.
I agree.
So I'm gonna go knuckles on that.
All right.
And have a good couple weeks.
All right, you too.
And then I apologize for what Mother Nature might do to you, because we got 5.
We'll see. Don't say that.
Dude, we got away with Orlando 1-2 in Daytona. I just, fingers crossed we get 5 more, buddy, but
all right.
I just have a feeling that one of these is gonna be a little messy. We got 3 in a week in Atlanta. In April.
We'll see what happens.
All right, have fun here, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. 250 class, press for time. Gotta go to the press conference, so walk with me. Justin Cooper did exactly what I thought Justin Cooper could do most of the time. I actually did a little stat before the main event on his podium percentage. He was on the podium 6 out of 9 races his rookie year. The first one came out in podium. And then last year he was podiums, winning for the majority of it. But then the last 3 races of 2020, he's off the podium. And I remember that trip in Salt Lake, he was a little weird. Like, he wasn't as fast. He was just kind of back there. Like, it was like whatever we saw in the first half of the year kind of went away. Then this year he wins the first one. Then he goes on a 3-race slump again off the podium. I'm thinking, this is so just uncharacteristic of him. And I do my research, come to find out, coming into the season, 61% podium rate. That's really good. That's not Ryan Dungey, but who's Ryan Dungey? So for Justin Cooper, I felt like, man, he needed to like clean it up. Well, what's he do? He hole shots and wins the heat race, the main event. He gets out front, wins that one, and they're in big trouble. I would say Cameron McAdoo, most importantly, is in big trouble because he's the one that's, I think, really, really in that title fight. Because if Justin Cooper gets the starts like he did tonight, I think he has just a little bit more. McAdoo is good this year. He's so good this year. But Cooper just has a little bit on him, a little bit more speed, a little bit more experience. He's been on the podium a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, put all that together and you have a good fight for the title, but one guy's just got a little extra. So if Cooper has start problems, McAdoo can pounce. I think Hammaker can still get in there. I think Hunter Lawrence still can get in there, even though Hunter, Spider-Man, dude, that was so sick that he was able to grab it and hold on and then let himself, I mean, couldn't have been better. But this 250 championship is Justin Cooper's. If he does what he did tonight, I think he's still the best in this class by a little. But if you're Cameron McAdoo, you're close, and Justin Cooper has proven that he can't do it all the time, so stay right there and pounce if you can. But I think what we saw tonight is what we should have probably seen the majority of the season. So good ride for Justin Cooper. Let's go do the GoPro. We're gonna go on board and show you something a little different.
Here we go. This is Malcolm Stewart, main event, 450 main. Revs go up and the gate goes down right. Here we go. Revs up, gate down, and Malcolm Stewart is off. So the first thing you'll notice is he gets pinched off. And watch right here though, he kind of splits the gap. I think he gets probably 4 or 5 guys right there now, gets into the middle of this pack on the first lap. He's going to come out of this corner and he's going to be right to the rhythms, right? These big rhythms. You got Anderson to your right. Look at the little brake check right there. Savachi makes a mistake as Freese brake checks him. Sexton gets by him right away. All these things are going on in Malcolm Stewart's mind right now while he's doing already the craziest thing ever, which is racing a Supercross track. Speaking of crazy, I hate to be a jerk right now, but that is the number 40 of Vince Freese right in front of him. So there's an extra layer of fear, and if you're Malcolm, you hope right there you get by him on the right-hand side, you don't get T-boned, and now you're a little bit safer than you were. Sorry, Vince, not trying to be a jerk, but you know you've caused a lot of trouble for a lot of people on opening laps, so just playing with you, buddy. All right, back to Malcolm. So think about it from his perspective. You work all week, you train your butt off, you put in your laps, and it's all about that main event, right? The gate goes down, you're a top 5 guy, but you're chasing a podium. That's what he wants next. And look to your left. There's Roczen, there's Webb, there's Tomac and Barsha. And here you are after all that work, and you're, what, 7th or 8th place on the first lap? I mean, that's a pretty good spot for a good finish, but at this point you're thinking, can I still get a podium? Can I get by Anderson, Savachi, Sexton? And then that's before I even get to Barsha, Tomac, Roczen, and Webb. So for Malcolm Stewart, the challenge is on, but I want to show you right now the way he's riding this track, keeping the flow going. Doesn't want to slow his lap time down, doesn't want to get caught up with Joey Savachi, but still has to find a way to get around him. So right now you want to take a shot at him if you can, but you don't want to lose too much time because then you'll lose track of Anderson. Speed-wise, they're pretty similar, so then you're going to have to go to work, maybe try to cut 2 or 3 seconds. So if you notice, his decision-making right now is, okay, I'm not close enough, I can't make the move, but I know I'm faster, I can get him somewhere, but how can I get him without losing time? There's the big 3, there's the big 5, he's right on the back tire of Savachi too. Think about how hard it is to jump that 5, especially when you're on the rear tire, and there you go, you get him right there. So if you're Malcolm Stewart, that's probably your best bet, right? You wait to the whoops, get to the left of him, make the move, that way you don't slow yourself up in a corner, and you didn't really lose much time to Anderson, so now you can get back to work. Now, you're going to notice that the track's in pretty good condition. You just saw me do the breakdown on the sand. Look how good it is right now. You come out and do the double. So for the first half of this main event, you can take advantage of a good track. You can sprint, you can be aggressive, but at the same time, you kind of have to start getting ready for the track that will be changing as the night goes on. So anyways, good start from Malcolm Stewart right there. I wanted to take you through his opening laps, maybe 2 laps, and how he navigates his way through it. And yeah, just add that extra layer of how difficult it is to race Monster Energy Supercross and ride a 450 on these tracks while also making your way through the field and in that pack on the opening lap. So shout out to Malcolm. You're a bad dude, as are the rest of the riders on the gate. That's this week's Blair's Breakdown. Thanks, guys.